Good morning and welcome to Inspirational Slow Flow Yoga. We're going to start today on our backs in a little heart opener. So if you want to take a blanket or a towel, you can either fold it or roll it. Or if you want it a little bit higher, you could use a bolster if you have a bolster. But that's going to run the length of our spine. And then we're going to create a little bit of a bolster for the backs of the knees. So if you want to take 2 blocks end to end, place them across your mat, and then you can take a blanket over that or a towel to cushion it. That's going to create a little bolster for the backs of the legs. So when you come onto your back, make sure before you lay down that the bolster under the back comes right up to your seat, because that will help to support the low back. So pull it right up to your seat and then drape your legs over whatever you have underneath them, and then lay on down. Turn those palms upward, just allowing the shoulders to begin to release and relax open. Close your eyes and begin to settle into this shape. Taking a moment to just locate yourself in this moment. So often our mind is elsewhere, so this is an opportunity to join the mind and the body, come into a space of presence. So just check in, notice your physical body, any sensations that you're feeling in your body, any thoughts or feelings that are present, just allowing everything to be exactly as it is. And then begin to notice what's happening with your breathing. Just checking in to notice how fast or slow your breath is, how deep or shallow. Noting where the breath is located. And then take a few audible sighs in through the nose, out an open mouth. Do that a couple more times. This helps to reset our breathing. It helps to release tension and stress that we're holding. And it enables us to come into a slower, deeper, fuller breath. So after you've done that a few times, we're going to focus on bringing the breath into the fullness of our lungs by focusing on expanding into the rib cage in every direction. So as if you're filling a balloon. Holding at the top of that breath, noticing where the inhale slides into the exhale. And then slowly begin to exhale, release all the breath back out. Notice the slight pause at the bottom of the breath where the exhale becomes the inhale. Continue to breathe like this, each time trying to slow and deepen the breath a little bit more. So if you're breathing in for a count of 3 or 4, maybe on the next breath you try to breathe in to a count of 5 or 6 or more. Same thing with those exhales. And you can decide how long the pause is at the top of the breath and at the bottom of the breath. So find one that really feels organic for you. So many of you guys know that last week I was on an RV trip with my family. First time I've ever done anything like that. And my son and I planned out the whole trip, and we went and saw Horseshoe Bend and Lake Powell. We went over to Monument Valley, then up to Moab to the Arches National Park, over to Bryce Canyon, then to Zion, and then to the North Rim and back to Flagstaff. And I swear that every single day there was like a wow factor. The scenery was spectacular. Plus this time of year, just the cloud formations and little storms that would show up that really didn't last very long, but allowed for an incredible sunset. Just really, I felt this undeniable connection to nature, being able to get away from everything circumstantially that's happening in our world and just feel this healing that takes place just in the presence of nature. And so today I want to share with you some of the lessons that I learned from nature while we were on this trip. The first one is presence. The reality is that nature is nothing but present. We sometimes live in the past, worrying about the past, or having, regrets about the past. We oftentimes worry about the future, and we spend actually more than half of our time either in the past or in the future. But nature is just present, and it calls us into a space of presence when we really connect authentically through nature. Gretel Ehrlich said, everything in nature invites us constantly to be where we are. Everything in nature invites us constantly to be where we are. So in this initial posture, I want you to envision someplace in nature that you feel deeply connected to. Maybe it's a forest, maybe it's the mountains, maybe it's by a body of water, or maybe you're just laying under a vast sky watching cloud formations. And I want you to really cultivate this image in your mind. Take it in as if you're actually there. Whether we're out in nature or we're not, we can still connect to nature in our mind. We can recall past experiences or even fantasize about future ones, places we've seen in pictures or through our friends' pictures, things like this. And so as you do this, envision that you're actually there, breathing that air, noting the temperature, if there's a breeze present, noting the landscape, what it looks like. Just allow yourself to feel present in this moment and feeling that undeniable connection. And continue to breathe this in. You just slowly bring the sole of your right foot to the inside of your left knee or thigh. Now you can rest it on the bolster that you have underneath that left leg, or you can move that out so you're flatter. You can also support the underside of that right leg if you like. Just coming into a reclined tree position. Maybe you're even envisioning a tree. Maybe you are that tree. Just imagining growing roots, grounding down, feeling that earth energy, but also rooting down to rise up, strong and tall, but yet flexible, able to move with the seasons and changes of life. So maybe you're a sequoia or an oak tree or a pine tree or a beautiful aspen tree, whatever else is coming to your mind. Take a couple more breaths here, breathing out any tension, any resistance, just allowing that hip to open. Extend that right leg back out. And then we'll take the left foot, place it to the interior of that right leg. Just opening into this leg, opening into this hip, allowing it to fall heavy toward the floor. Grounding is something else that we really learn from nature. Rainer Maria Rilke said, if we surrender to Earth's intelligence, we could rise up rooted like trees. So feel that sense of rootedness, of grounding, connection to the earth, rising up from this groundedness, this rootedness, toward the sky, toward the heavens, Maybe being kissed by the sunlight or by dew or the wind. I'm going to go ahead and bring that leg up. We'll move the props out from underneath the legs. Bring the feet to the floor here. Press into the feet, and we're going to slide the hands either alongside the hips or even underneath the seat. Start to transition into a fish pose. Extend the legs out long, pointing the toes away from the body, engaging the legs. At the same time, really press down into your hands and your forearms. Hug the elbows in toward your body. Press down to lift up. So we're going to ground down into the parts of the body that are touching the floor to lift the heart and open it toward the sky. Now you can just stay here with most of the back contacting the earth, or you can come up a little higher. So actually lift your body up, pressing into those forearms, and then continue to offer your heart, drawing your skull back, opening here, breathing. I think it's so funny how many of our yoga postures are named after animals, after nature. So here we are in fish pose. Open your mouth and breathe out. This will help stimulate the thyroid, the hypothalamus, but also our throat chakra, which is where we speak our truth. On the inhale, press yourself up, and then move the hands out from underneath. We'll go ahead and move the blanket out of the way, and then go ahead and move the excess tissue away from your seat so that you can feel your sits bones really plug into the earth here. Draw the toes up toward your nose. On the inhale, sweep those arms wide. Reaching them up, shoulders drop back and down. You're in one beautiful long straight line here. On the exhale, gently hinge forward at the hips and reach out in front of you. Lots of breath. You might need a bend in the knees. It's pretty early in this practice. The hamstrings might be tight. On the inhale, slowly come back up. And then we'll float the hands down. You can angle them out slightly. Some people like to turn them in, but I find angling them back opens the heart more. And then point the feet forward, and we're going to lift the hips into a recline or into a reverse plank. You can also do this with the knees bent about hip width distance apart and rise up into a bridge pose. We went over lots of bridges. Bridges are one of my favorite things. Bob laughs at me because I get really excited every time we go over a bridge. One of the coolest bridges I've ever seen was the Navajo Bridge right by Lee's Ferry over the Colorado River. On the exhale, slowly lower down. Extend those legs out. It had just rained and there were these little waterfalls just full of red dirt entering into the river. It was spectacular. Inhale, come up. Exhale, reach forward. You can see a video of it on my Facebook page if you're interested. Inhale, we're gonna flow this. Exhale, float the hands down. Again, point the toes and lift the hips, or bend the knees and lift the hips. Lots of breath, let that head come back. Exhale, lower the hips. Straighten those legs, toes point up. Inhale, sweep, arms lift. Exhale, fold forward. Good, inhale, coming up. Exhale, hands come down, point the toes, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, sweep. And then exhale, fold. We're gonna hang out here, so let your hands come down wherever feels best for your body. Know that you can always use a strap if you have a strap handy and loop it around the balls of the feet. And if you don't have a strap, just press into those hands, draw your heart forward toward your toes as you draw the shoulders backing down. A nice long straight spine here. Breathe into this. Let the head hang, bowing your head to your heart. Our connection to nature isn't a mental one. It's a heart, soul, spirit connection. So much deeper. So much more meaningful. So much more powerful. Albert Einstein said, look deep into nature, then you will understand everything better. There's this wisdom that nature has to teach us. And it teaches us about ourselves and our true nature. On the inhale, slowly rise back up. And then we're going to go ahead and bring the left foot to the interior of that right leg, extending that leg out. So I'm going to face you guys just so it's a little bit easier. On the inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. On the exhale, float your right hand down to your shin or to the outside of that leg, and we're going to hinge over. Inhale, come back up, touch that hand down to the floor. Exhale, reach up and over like you're drawing a rainbow. There's a beautiful rainbow here in Phoenix on Friday. I saw so many pictures of it. I didn't get to see it, but boy, rainbows are just such a powerful reminder of God's presence or divine presence in our lives, but also that all storms come to an end. This too shall pass, and there can be beautiful things that come after the storm. Exhale, folding over. Then we're going to hang out here. So this is a lateral bend. Make sure you're drawing that shoulder back to some degree so you're really feeling the stretch into the left side body. Keep softening your left knee toward the floor, right toes point up. Stay connected to your breath. Good. We're going to come up, plant the left hand behind at the hip, and then reach your right hand up. Lift the hips. We're going to come into a little reverse side arm balance here. Modify. Keep breathing. Strengthening our upper body and our core, as well as our hands and wrists. Exhale, slowly lower down. Great job. Let's switch those feet out. Extending into our left leg, right foot in. Or if you did it the other way, just switch legs. Reach those arms up overhead. On the exhale, float that left hand down, hinge over. Inhale, come back up, touch down. Exhale, continue to draw that little rainbow over your body. Inhaling, coming up. Beautiful. Notice how with each pass you can go a little deeper, it becomes a little bit easier. Nice job. I think we did about 5 on the other side. So when you come up and over, hang out here and breathe. Keep softening that shoulder away from the ear. Keep softening that thigh toward the earth, staying grounded evenly through your sits bones. Nice. Slowly come up, plant that right hand. We're going to reach that left arm up and lift the hips. Beautiful reverse. Here, lift and strengthen. Just feel that openness. All that beautiful space. Good. Exhale, slowly lower down. And then we're just going to transition. Go ahead and bring both feet to the floor. We'll take our hands behind us to press ourselves up into a standing forward fold. So this could be a great place for blocks. I realized I misplaced mine. Here they are. All right. So maybe you want some blocks for underneath the hands. Bend into those knees, let your belly and your rib cage press to those thighs. The head slides down as the shoulders draw away from those ears, hips lift. Awesome. Just begin to maybe sway from side to side or bend one knee, then the other. Maybe you take elbow for elbow and rock from side to side. Something else that nature teaches us is an appreciation for beauty. Andy Warhol, the artist, said land is really the best art. And the artist Vincent van Gogh said, if you truly love nature, you'll find beauty everywhere. Nice job. On the inhale, slide those hands up your shins, lift halfway for length, shoulders drop away from those ears, long, straight spine. As you exhale, fold out, forward fold. On the inhale, sweep the arms wide, rising up into tall mountain. Bring the hands together. Maybe interlace your hands, creating temple fingers. So the index fingers are released, but the rest of the fingers are interlaced. Good. On the exhale, hinge over to the right. Maybe like a crescent moon kind of a shape here. Opening into the side body, stay grounded evenly through both feet. Inhale, slowly come up. Exhale, hinging over. Breathing here. Inhale, come back up. Find a little bit of a back bend, reaching the arms back slightly as you press the hips forward. Keep those legs engaged. Exhale, hands come through heart center, forward fold, bow out. Inhale, lift halfway. You can place the hands on the blocks if you like. We're going to go ahead and pick up the right knee, like you're bringing that right heel toward your seat. Good. Extend that leg straight back into like a modified warrior three. Hips are level with the floor, spine is long and straight, so check in. Maybe you even lift up a little bit to find that length. Nice job. Now, if it's available, keeping that left hand on the block, take the right arm out to the side or bring it to your hip. And we might begin to lift that right hip high, finding our way into a half moon. Lots of breath. Maybe you're a Cheshire moon. Keep breathing. Now that all of this, they're just variations, so do what feels best for your body. Exhale, slowly float that hand down. Bend into the knee, place that foot down, ground down into the right foot. Pick up that left knee and foot comes toward your seat, and then kick it straight back. Lifting up so that you're nice and long. Again, you can stay here or maybe ground down into that right hand. Begin to bring that left arm out to the side. Or maybe begin to lift that left hip up and reach the left hand high, coming into half moon. Reach up through those toes and fingertips. Feel that grounding, rooting down to rise up. Lots of breath. On the exhale, gently float that hand down, gently float the foot down. Bend those knees, fold out. Nice job. Take your hands to the floor. We're going to step back. And so if you're healing in your knees, it might be a great idea to bring a blanket underneath the knees. You can stay in high plank with the knees lifted, or bring the knees to the floor. So that's why I suggested the blanket. And if you bring the knees to the floor, bring tops of the feet to the floor as well, sliding those hips forward so you're in a nice long straight line in plank. Straight as a board here, lots of breath. Good. Elbows are going to skim the rib cage as we lower down just halfway. Then allow the hips to begin to soften. You're coming right into a cobra. So the knees and thighs soften toward the mat, back bend as the hips press to the floor, elbows are bent. Keep breathing. We were somewhere between Moab, Utah and Bryce Canyon, and we came across this beautiful reservoir in the mountains. Take it back. Pressing back into a child's pose or down dog, your choice. And right in front of us, this enormous snake crossed our path. And of course, my husband got out of the RV because he wanted to get a closer view and start taking pictures. Meanwhile, I'm like gasping and holding my breath. Then we realized it was not a venomous snake, so that was good. But it was just such a beautiful creature to watch, to see. On the inhale, slowly come back up. Let those legs come back, knees come back underneath the hips, sliding forward. Good. Bend those elbows, lowering down. So normally we come from the ground up in Cobra. This is a little different. Draw the shoulders back and down, press the heart forward. Tuck those toes, press your chest back toward your thighs, and then begin to lift the hips up and back, coming into down dog. Walk your dog. Maybe you're a coyote. Maybe you're a fox. Lots of breath. Shoulders away from those ears. Beautiful job. And those knees. And then we'll step those feet forward to the hands. You can step one foot forward or the other, or you can take steps. When you arrive, fold out over those legs. Inhale, sweep high, ride the breath back into tall mountain. Interlace the fingers, exhale, hinge right, half moon or crescent moon. Inhale, back up. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, back up. And then exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Just plug in for a moment. So ground down evenly into the four corners of both feet. Maybe even spread those toes wide. Engage your legs. Soften that tailbone down and draw the navel in and up. So nice and strong through that core. Maybe turn the palms forward, roll those shoulders back and down. Close your eyes and maybe picture yourself back in that place. Right now, I think I'm in Bryce Canyon. It was unbelievable. It looked like all these little sand castles were formed by wind erosion and water. Unbelievable to see. You're going to shift your weight over to your left leg. Good. We're going to start to pick up that right leg and then begin to hinge forward into warrior three. Arms can come out to the sides like wings in an airplane shape, or maybe hands to heart center. Maybe you want to sweep the arms back like little wings. On the exhale, float that foot all the way back, coming on the ball of the foot. Make sure that you toe heel that left foot to the left so you have stability here. And then we're going to sweep the arms up into crescent lunge or Anjali. Release the shoulders away from those ears. On the exhale, open your heart. Draw the elbows back. Maybe your gaze goes high. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, arms out. Beautiful, we're gonna do that a few times. So inhale, sweeping back up. Exhale, cactus arms, big cactus, bigger saguaro. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hinge forward. Good, last time, inhale, coming up. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. We're going to place the right hand to the interior of that foot. You can bring it to a block so the hand is stacking right underneath that shoulder. Tuck the left hip in and back and begin to rotate. Take that left hand high. Breathe here. Maybe draw a big circle or two or three. One of the undeniable connections to nature we have is that we are part of it. We are part of that system. Inhale, come back, up and around. We all are connected through it too. We all reside on the same earth, breathe the same air. It's an opportunity to unify us, connect us to each other, to nature, and even to the divine. Bring that left hand down. And then we're gonna step the back foot forward. Exhale, fold it out. Inhale, sweep all the way up into tall mountain. Interlace those hands, exhale, hinge right. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hinge left. Inhale, back up. Exhale, forward fold, bow out. Bend those knees. Before we pick up that other side, catch your breath. William Shakespeare said, "One touch of nature makes the whole world kin." This idea that we are so intimately connected through nature. Inhale, lift halfway. Fold it out. We're going to sweep all the way back up once again. And then exhale, come back into mountain. Hands can be alongside your hips if you like, or at heart center. Plug into those feet, really ground down, soften that tailbone, engage your core. Release the shoulders back and down, opening the heart, lift upward through the crown of the head. So rooting down to rise up, be of heaven and of earth here. Nice, we're gonna shift our way into that right leg. Begin to kick that left foot back and hinge forward into warrior three. Hips stay level with the floor. Heart is open again. You can adjust your arms however you wish. On the exhale, float that foot all the way back. Again, adjust your front foot so you're not on a tightrope. Front leg, front knee is tracking with your front foot. Inhale, sweep up. Crescent lunge, shoulders away from those ears. Exhale, cactus arms, open the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward over that leg with a little airplane lunge. Inhale, sweep back up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Good, last time, inhaling, coming up. Exhale, open that heart. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, fold. Good, place that left hand to the floor or to a block underneath that left shoulder. Hug that right hip in and back. Sweep that right arm high. And again, draw some circles here. Beautiful, last breath. And go in the other direction. Nice, float that hand down. This time we're going to step the foot back. Once again, a high push-up. So hands stacked underneath the shoulders, broad in the back, lift from the underside of the belly. Bring those knees down, tops of the feet to the floor. Elbows scan the rib cage. Press your heart through the opening. Let your hips fall toward the floor. Stay grounded through those legs though. That little baby cobra. Or maybe it's a king cobra. Exhale, take it back. Child's pose or down dog. Lots of breath here. I was talking about the connection that we have to the earth, but we also have this connection to all of creation and to divinity through nature. Henry David Thoreau said, heaven is under our feet as well as over our heads. Heaven is under our feet as well as over our heads. Keep breathing here. If you're in child's, consider bringing the elbows to the floor, hands together, and wrap the hands behind your head. Maybe walk those elbows forward and get a stretch into the triceps. On the exhale, float those hands down. Walk the hands back toward you. Adjust yourself so your knees are under those hips, tuck the toes. And then press your chest back toward your thighs. Good, lift up. Coming back into your down dog. Shoulders draw away from those ears as your crown moves toward your thumbs. Press into the pads of your fingers and the roots of the fingers and energetically lift the heels of your hands up so you're not dumping your weight into the heels of the hands. Bend those knees and then we'll step forward. Coming to the front of the mat. Fold out. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Into tall mountain. Exhale, bring hands to your heart. Good. Take a moment to reconnect. So spread those feet wide. Then ground down into the 4 points of the feet. So the outer edges of the balls of the feet, the outer edges of the heels of the feet. And then plug the toes back in. Engage your legs. Soften that tailbone down, drawing that navel in and up. Roll the shoulders back and down, chin is parallel to the floor, crown is lifting. And then start by bringing hands to heart here. Good, start shifting your weight over to your right leg. And then we're gonna start to come into tree. So options, you can just bring the toes to the inside of your right foot and the heel to the inside of the ankle. And then we're working on opening that knee out to the side. Hips stay parallel. And they face forward as well as your shoulders. You might be able to slide it up a little higher. Just make sure you don't press into the knee. Remember, we're rooting down to rise up, and if you feel like bringing it up even higher, you're welcome to do that. Into the inner thigh. Good. Steady yourself. Remember, grow those roots, ground down. And then maybe you come up into a tall ponderosa pine. Maybe you open up and you're something fuller, like a maple tree or a cottonwood tree or whatever resonates. Maybe you open completely up, release those shoulders down, just offering your palms up to be filled up again, to be nourished by nature, to be filled up again. Good. Slowly bring the hands back to heart center, release that foot down, shake things out a little bit. Start plugging down into that left foot. Again, grow roots, nice long leg, strong leg. Bring that right foot to the interior with the knee pointing out. Maybe you begin to slide that foot up. Maybe you bring it higher up into the thigh. Good. Focus your gaze. And then maybe hands come together. Maybe you do something different this time. Maybe you open up. Maybe you're a fruit tree. Maybe you're cherry blossom. Lots of breath. Maybe it's windy where you are and you're swaying in the wind a little bit. Firm, strong, but flexible. Nice job. Bring the hands toward center. Float it down, shake it out a little bit. Good. Bend deeply into those knees. Slowly fold over those legs. And then we'll slowly lower our hips. We're going to come onto our back. Keep those knees bent. Sit up nice and tall here for a moment. Draw the shoulders away from those ears, lengthen. Good. Reach the hands out in front of you. Stay plugged into the feet, so stay grounded here. On the exhale, slowly roll down, staying grounded. We're not going to go all the way down, just to where you feel those feet begin to lift. And then inhale, come back up. Reach forward. Exhale, slide back. Maybe you can lower down a little more this time. Inhale, come forward. Keeping that core nice and engaged. Exhale. And inhale. This time we're going to lower all the way down. So take your time. See if you can keep the feet connected as long as possible. And make your way all the way down. Beautiful. Keep those feet about hip width distance apart. I'm going to do some hip stretching here. So draw that right knee in. Maybe the fingers are interlaced below the knee or around the back side of the knee. Just start circling that knee. Opening into the hip. Lots of breath. Go in the other direction. Good. Flex that foot, take the knee to the outside of your rib cage towards your armpit, excuse me. Good. Keep that foot flexed, and we'll bring the ankle just above the left knee. Gently encourage that right knee forward. You can stay here, or if it sounds good to you, go ahead and interlace the fingers behind that left leg. Flex both feet to protect the ankle and knee joints. You might use your right elbow to gently press into that right thigh. Maybe you want to rock here in reclining pigeon. Pigeons are in fact a part of nature. My husband calls them rats with wings, but that's just because they poop all over our front patio because we have a fountain there where they drink water. Nice job. Come back to the center, hug it in a little tighter. Breathe into that piriformis, into that hip. Nice job. We're going to float that foot down. And then take the arms out like wings and let both legs go to the right. So the legs will start to kind of flatten out, but you're resting your right foot or ankle on top of that left knee or thigh. Coming into a little twist here. Twists help us to come back to homeostasis. They're very calming for the body. Nature brings us a sense of peace and calm too. April Peerless said, in my walk with nature, an inner calm comes over me. It's God's gift for my rejuvenation. I love that. This divine gift of rejuvenation, this peace and calm that we feel in our walk, our connection to nature. On the inhale, go ahead and bring those legs back up. Unravel the legs, placing the right foot to the floor. Let's draw the left knee in. Interlacing fingers if you wish. We'll go ahead and circle that knee. Take it in the other direction. Begin to hug that knee in toward the left armpit or the side of your rib cage here. Breathe into it. Flex that foot. Begin to guide that ankle just above your right knee. Gently encourage your right knee forward. So open that hip up. And then again, if it's available, exhale, interlace the fingers behind the right leg, and we can rock here side to side. Just keep those feet flexed and breathe. Not only do we find peace and calm in nature, we find healing in nature. Just fold here, draw it in a little tighter. Place that right foot to the floor, arms to the sides like wings, and then let both of your legs come over to the left into a twist. Henry Nouwen said, be surprised by joy. Be surprised by the little flower that shows its beauty in the midst of a barren desert. And be surprised by the immense healing power that keeps bursting forth like springs of fresh water from the depth of our pain. We went to, on the way to the North Canyon, we went through that part of the Kaibab forest where there had been a huge fire. And there were still some places where it was smoking, like smoke was in the air, like it was still smoldering a little bit. And meanwhile, we could still see these beautiful signs of life. And even going through forest fires that had occurred previously, you could see this lush new growth taking place. Nature always finds a way. And it gives hope to the possibility of healing. And the ashes become the fertilizer for this new growth. So it is with us. Our pain can fertilize our growth and bring forth something beautiful. So they begin to come back up. Unravel those legs, draw the knees to your chest, give them a nice squeeze, rock here side to side. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a meditation for the end. So go ahead and set yourself up for some posture that feels very comfortable and inviting and supported. Maybe you want to elevate the backs of the legs or support the backs of the knees. Maybe you want to support the back of your head. So just find your way into that shape. And once you do, just shift and move to be as comfortable as possible. Remember that nature teaches us patience too. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience. The canyons that we saw took time and seasons to be created. Carve out this beauty within them. same with us. So I want you to take a moment now. I'm going to guide you on a journey, and in your mind's eye, I want you to visualize these scenes as I guide you through them. Begin to create a picture in your mind of a place that you feel connected to, somewhere in nature. Imagine what this place needs to be like in order for you to feel healing, peace, and calm. And that connection. Start with the physical place, the layout of the place that you're imagining. Where is this peaceful place, this healing place in nature? Might be a small place or a large one. It might be a place that you've visited before, a place you want to go to, or maybe just a place that you're imagining. Start to add some more details to your peaceful place. Is there anybody with you, or are you alone? Are there other people present? Are there animals or birds? Take a moment to imagine who is at your peaceful place, if you're alone or if you have company. Now begin to imagine even more detail about your surroundings. Focus on the relaxing sounds around you. Perhaps it's the sound of the wind, sound of rain, sound of a thunderstorm on its way in, lowly rumbling. Maybe it's the sound of the ocean or water. Now imagine any smells that your place has to offer. Again, maybe it's the smell of the ocean or of rain. Maybe the smell of the desert after rain, or the smell of a pine forest. Maybe it's the chilly smell of the air during the winter time or during the fall. Now imagine the sensation of touch, including the temperature, any breeze that might be present, the surface that you're on. Imagine these details, creating an image of this calming place in your mind. Now focus on the other sights around you. Plants, water, colors, all the beautiful things that make your place enjoyable to you. To add further detail, imagine yourself there. What would you be doing in this place? Maybe you're just sitting and enjoying, taking it all in. Maybe you're out walking around and exploring. Perhaps there's an activity that you're doing that you enjoy. Picture yourself there and imagine a feeling of calm and of peace overcoming you. In this place, you have no worries, cares, or concerns. Here, you can just rejuvenate, relax, and enjoy. Here, you can experience what it means to just be. As you enjoy your peaceful place for a few more moments, memorize the sights, the sounds, the sensations, the feeling that you feel right now. Create a mental picture and an impression, one that you can return to anytime you need a break. You can file this place away in your mind, know that you can return to it anytime you wish. whenever you need a quick relaxation break. Picture yourself in this peaceful place. Align every muscle fiber, every cell, every neuron with this feeling that you're feeling right now. Sylvia Plath said, I felt my lungs inflate with the onrush of scenery, air, mountains, trees, people. I thought, this is what it is to be happy. Let a smile wash over your face as you begin to bring some movement to this body, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Gently draw your knees towards your chest, rocking a few times side to side. As you're ready, roll to one side of your body. Take your time. In this fetal position, just returning to that childlike wonder you experienced the first time you saw a mountain, the ocean, whatever it is that appeals to you. And as you're ready, carrying that image with you, slowly begin to come up to a seated position, taking your time. We're going to go ahead and create a little lotus flower with our hands. So bring the hands together, keeping the thumbs and the pinkies touching, open the rest of your fingers to create a little lotus flower and bring that to your heart. Picture that lotus flower, but almost like this is a bowl and you're just filling it with all these beautiful memories and your connection to nature and all the feelings that go along with it. They're landing right square in your heart, spirit, and soul. Bring your hands together at heart center where the joining of opposites heals all opposites. Bow your head to your heart. Everything in nature invites us to be constantly where we are. The one who is connected and healed by nature in me sees and honors the one who is connected and healed by nature in me. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste, my friends.